My friends, I just woke up, sparked a ciggy, and it's time to get into the 6th edition of the Smoke Show. I want to thank all y'all for tuning in. If you guys are, if it's your first time here, I hope you guys enjoy the stone etiquette I'm about to throw down. We got some funny topics for today. We're gonna talk about some Chris shit. We're gonna talk about a Dragonlord update. We're gonna talk about the RV streamers that I've been absolutely hooked on for the past few days. Now, if you're thinking, Smoke, you're a normie, you're just hearing about that shit. Oh, no, God. It's just these new ones, like, for the past 3 nights, it's just been some really funny fucking content. And, yeah, I'm going to give you all an update on what I've been seeing. So, other than that, we'll just throw some things in there afterwards, maybe talk about some random bullshit. But let's get right in now to Chris, because I want to knock Chris out first. I talked about it in a video the other day that Barb was in an accident. And it wasn't too serious, but she had broken some ribs, and now I've come to find out that apparently, like, I'm no medical expert. I'm a dickhead, guys. Like, I'm only in my early 20s, and I don't know too much, but I do know now that broken ribs for an elderly person is it's not a fun time, and it's actually very dangerous. My grandmother, back in the day when she was fucking like 90, she broke her arm and it took a long time to fucking heal. So I guess people are really right that, you know, at that age you have to be very careful, and I should have known that. Like, obviously as you're older you get more brittle, but still, I just wasn't thinking that at the time. All I heard was Barb had 2 broken ribs, and I thought, oh, that's nothing, thinking like it was just, because I had a friend who, like, a year ago get in like a serious car crash, like a fucked up car crash, and like, then hearing, like, you know, someone broke a rib or two, I just summed it up as, whatever. But now, on second hearing, as I'm thinking about it, yeah, so Barb's probably not going to be home for a while, and if she is, I really, like, I've said this before, nobody listens to me anyway. I'm nobody, like, nobody cares about my opinion. But if you go to Chris's house, just please fucking, just don't do it. If that old woman has to get up and, like, mope over to the friggin' door with her broken ribs, just, I don't know, I feel bad about that. Just, you know, fuck Barb, but at the same time, like, whatever, don't go fuck with Barb. I've also been wondering, and it's a pretty stupid thing, but man, I wonder if Chris hasn't heard about that new Sonic the Hedgehog game. Obviously he hasn't, because it was just unveiled the other night at the Game Awards, but when he sees it, I want to know his reaction and being worried about if he's going to miss out on it. Because let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, I have not played a Sonic the Hedgehog game. I bought Sonic Forces, and I played through like 2 levels, and it's just not, I don't know, I've never been a big Sonic the Hedgehog guy, but the one game I played to death as a kid, and I've rented from Blockbuster more times than any, was Sonic Heroes, for the GameCube and then the PS2, and Sonic Heroes is just an absolute wang-tang-bangular of a game, ladies and gentlemen. It is the best Sonic game, and if you're a diehard Sonic fan, you're probably saying, what the fuck are you on? That's not the best one. To me, it was. As I've said before, ladies and gentlemen, Super Mario Sunshine is the best Mario game to me. Galaxy can eat a dick. But that's all out the window. The meat and potatoes here is, how is Chris going to react when he sees that dope-looking new Sonic game? Now, I don't know if it's open world, but those fucking, like, the scenery and all that shit, if that game's open world, that game is going to be fucking dope. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, that's a day 1 pickup for me. If that's, like, I need to see more gameplay of it, but man, if they do an open world Sonic game, that's some shit I'd be interested in. Because it's what everything's been leading to. Like, I just talked about it, like, a couple months ago, about how, man, I've been waiting for a big Pokemon game like this Legends Arceus one. And yeah, came out that, you know, it might not be fully open world, but fuck, man, if you're a Sonic fan, you're probably going nuts at the idea of an open world Sonic game. So, when I was thinking about that, I said, who's the biggest Sonic fan I know? Holy shit, Chris. So, what does Chris think about all this? Well, someone's going to eventually write him and let him know about it, and, shit, man, if Chris, I hope this game comes out in the next few months, and, because Chris will lose his fucking mind if he don't get to play that new Sonic thing, especially if he finds out that Sonic's arms are normal colored again. Oh my god, this is Chris's pipe dream, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, fuck, I talked about that the other week on the Smoke Show too, that the Game Awards were coming up, and they didn't announce, like, any cool shit at all other than that Sonic game. That's a bummer. That's really all I have on Chris this week. I don't want to, I'm getting a little sick of talking about Chris. I'll always make you guys the updates, no matter what, but, I'm just getting really, really bored of Chris until some big updates happen. A lot of you guys have been asking me to cover DSP, and I've really been wanting to cover DSP because I see so many fucking clips on YouTube. Every day I wake up, I see some new Wings clip, and then I see some new DSP shit. And DSP shit's always the same, ladies and gentlemen. Every day it's like, man, I don't understand why people aren't donating. I don't understand why the support's not high today. And it's like fucking, didn't a report come out that you spent over like $100,000 or like $40,000 on a fucking a WWE mobile game? And this is just one of those things when you watch DSP's content. He likes to just sweep under the rug. Nah, don't listen to that. That's troll stuff. Me on the stream, you know, I'm genuine. And I have tuned into a few Phil's streams, and let me just tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. It's sad, the mentality he has. Like, I know he's trying to stay positive, and obviously, like, when he talks about, you know, he gets mad at the trolls and goes, God, we got to get all these trolls out of here. People are here to have a good time. They're here to laugh. They're here to watch me have fun. I don't think there are genuinely more than like 20 or 30 people who are there to watch Phil, like, actually play his game. And if you are there for that, what the fuck? Like, how do you get enjoyment out of watching Darkside Phil play games? I've never been one of these people who can watch a live streamer play games, unless it's like something I'm really, really into myself. Now, granted, I guess you could be into every game Phil plays, but I highly doubt that. All I ever really got into were the Battle for Bikini Bottom speedruns and the Super Mario Sunshine speedruns. I can't believe I've already found a reason to bring up Mario Sunshine twice, but I'll always find a reason to bring up the greatest Mario game ever made. Nonetheless, so Phil's constantly talking about how his donations are low, and he bitches and moans and talks about how no one's been trolled worse than him, and he's just fucking insufferable. So maybe that's a good route to go down. Maybe making some Phil videos as well. I just need to I need to get a good schedule going, guys. I want to figure out some shit like where I can post my Chris videos, obviously, but I don't want you guys to think this is just all I'm gonna ever post is Chris shit. Like, we can branch out and talk about some funny shit. It's just a lot of the things you guys asked me to cover, I don't really know a lot about, you know. I'm just going to name a few things you guys have asked me to cover, and things that I would love to, but I don't know anything about lolcow-wise. And that being, like, King Cobra, Dayton Hypernova, guys like that. Like, I know a lot about Ross the Pedophile, just because I remember being around the community of, like listening to Medicare around the time Medicare found him. And, like, that to me was just like, what the fuck is this? So that's why I kind of have, like, a interest in hearing about Raw shit. But with these other guys, I don't know much about them, so I'd have to look into them more. And I don't know as much about Phil as I do Wings. So let me watch a couple more of these Phil videos, maybe a couple more Phil streams, and then I can get something going for you guys, because I'm pretty sure I can clown on Phil pretty goddamn well. Now, what I really wanted to get to in this episode is talking about something that I've been absolutely hooked on. And it's a bad addiction that I've been friggin' every night. Miss Smokey's getting pissed at me because she hears all these friggin' fights and loud donations and just a whole bunch of bullshit going on these RV IRL streams. Now, if you're saying, Smokey, what are you talking about? Ice Poseidon's old streams? No, well, I haven't seen Ice Poseidon's I haven't seen him be around still. I don't know if he is still around, but these new dudes are, I don't think it's as funny as the older RV streams, but man, like, just the past few nights of watching it, there has been some shit that the degenerate part of me just fucking absolutely ate the fuck up. And I'm going to tell you guys 3 stories that I saw in the past 3 nights. Now, I'm afraid to show any footage of this because these guys come and go from different channels almost every night, because the thing you'll find with these RV streamers is that they do not have any type of filter. I guess that's the thing with a lot of these, like, IRL people. But, like, over the course of the past, like, 3 or 4 days, I've not heard this many racial slurs, F-slurs, seen as many macings, as many fights, just as much bullshit as I've seen on these new RV streams. We've come a long way from the days of, like, Ice Poseidon, EBZ, and Hampton Brandon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have, from the first story I'm going to tell you, we have someone named Captain Content, and we have someone named Aldi. Now, like I said, I can't show you any footage of this, because I don't know how these guys, if they consider their footage, like, copyright, and I don't fucking know. Or I just don't feel like fucking editing out every slur that I have to, because there are a lot. But let me just give you a little bit of a rundown here. I tuned into this stream from someone named Captain Content the other night, and he's roaming around Vegas with a couple of dudes, most notably a dude named Aldi. And they're getting loud, they're getting reckless, but to be fair, this dude Aldi's clearly the outspoken loud one in the group, but at the same time, he doesn't seem like, he seemed like when they were on the street, he seemed like a genuine guy who wanted to get them back to the RV and wanted to like get some content, but wanted to be real. And I was like, oh, that's cool, you know, whatever. And man, my fucking perception was way the fuck off, because once they got back to that RV, that dude became one of the most outlandish, crazy motherfuckers I've ever seen. For some more backstory, once they got back to their RV from fucking with people on the Vegas Strip, Captain Content, Aldi, and the rest of the guys in the group invited a girl over named Alice. And Alice fucks around with the Gunt Ethan Ralph. So if you guys need any, like, notes on this bitch, that's what she's fucking with. She's a weirdo. And prior to this, apparently, she was spitting in the dude Captain's drink. And I thought, you know, Aldi was going to show out for his boy, because he was saying, like, nah, fuck this bitch, fuck this bitch. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, fuck this bitch. However, ladies and gentlemen, 20 minutes into this, when he's just screaming over and over and, like, threatening to get another girl come and beat this girl up, I started to question, all right, who's really in the wrong here? Because, yeah, this girl sounds like a bitch, but there's a fine line where this just becomes a little bit too much. And, you know, I was going to bring this up at the end of the video, and, but I think it's best to bring up now that watching this dude do this and watching, like, all this bullshit happen made me realize something. Do you guys remember the MTV show, The Jersey Shore? This is the new generation of the Jersey Shore. There may be the Florida-Bama Shore and Jersey Shore's, like, fucking 15th reunion they're doing, but this is the real-life, like, absolute degenerate kid bullshit. Because I saw dudes get fucking, like I said, I saw dudes get maced. I saw this dude Aldi throw beer in this girl's fucking face. I can probably show that on the fucking thing real quick.
This bitch is dirty as fuck, bro. Like, if you guys want to simp over her, like, I understand, bro. I'd rather have Gucci's on this shit. Gucci's actually a real one, bro. Wait. Fuck this dirty ass fucking bitches, bro. Gucci's is a real ass bitch.
No, chill, brother, chill, brother. I'll pay for you. I'll pay for you. I'll pay for you. I'll pay for you. I'll pay for you.
Okay, but no,
wait, what the fuck? Hey!
No, but I didn't.
So once again, you know, I don't really know the full backstory behind this bitch other than, like, she's with Ethan Ralph and shit, and she's just a complete weirdo. And the way she was coming off in a lot of these videos, she was, like, not really answering to the fact, like, why'd you do this shit, you know? But I think throwing the drink in her face and all that's a little far. And then again, you could say, hey, he didn't even throw the drink in her face. It just kind of dropped and he did whatever. But it got a little bit worse. He was saying that he, like, you know, he smashed her shit up, all this stuff. But at the same time, you know, I've been watching these streams for not, like I said, not too long. I'm not an avid viewer. I catch them every now and again, and then I fall into these binges. But this seems like what this community does a lot. But the girl decided it would be a good idea to call up the feds, and then this is what happened next.
Looking for somebody? Why the fuck are they looking for people? Oh, wow, what the hell?
Metro Police.
Whoa!
Put your phone down. Step out of the RV, please.
What's going on?
Step out of the RV and we'll talk.
Coming right now, brother.
So after, like, a half an hour of all this bullshit going on, the girl saying she wanted, like, to press charges, yada, 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 nothing happened. Aldi ended up being told to just leave the premises, and then about, like, 24 hours later, he fought some old man named Geezer, like, behind a CVS or something. So it's good to see that these guys have other better things to do with their time. But I'll tell you this, like I said earlier, you know, this is the new Jersey Shore, and that motherfucker was trying his damnedest to become the new situation. And I just gotta say that, you know, do I agree you probably shouldn't have done that? Yeah, but if I don't want to show you too much, because I want you to go find this stuff for yourselves, and you come back here and you tell me what you think. But I know maybe you might be saying, Smokey, I want you to show this to me. I don't have to go search it out. But guys, like, these are like 12-hour live streams. I can't sum this up easily. It's just, I would say that maybe the dude's, like, not the best person, but I would gladly go back and watch another one of his streams. Even though he's screaming N-bombs and F-slurs and all this, if you can learn to tune that shit out and just fucking enjoy the absolute lunacy going on when these dudes are running through Vegas trying to fight other streamers, I don't know, man. Like I said, the degenerate part of me absolutely loves this shit, but we're not even close to being done yet, ladies and gentlemen, because when I said there are crazy RV trips like this, well, this isn't even the only one going on right now. There's one called RV7, which is, I guess, the 7th iteration of the original Ice Poseidon trip, because you know that first ice trip had a lot of guys, like I said before, EBZ, you know, Hampton Brandon, Sam Pepper, all these friggin' dudes. And then you got, like, the second RV trip with Only Use Me Blade and Bjorn. Now we're at the point where, Jesus, I almost said the Blade, but the RV consists of a cavalcade of the most ridiculous motley crew of fucking weirdos I've ever seen in my life. And, I'm gonna let you guys know about them right now. So there are a few people coming and going from this RV, but I want to introduce you to the main three right here. Up in front and center with the blue backwards hat, we got our old friend Only Use Me Blade. In this video, he's about seconds away, or I guess seconds beforehand, lost most of his teeth from throwing up, which is fucking gross, and I was going to show you the video, but I decided to put a screenshot on the screen. Homeboy in the back with the curly hair, that's Tweak from South Park, or better known as Chicken Andy, and he's the one running this whole trip. He's like 20 years old, and he's kind of in charge of everyone like Blade, and the weirdo behind him, which, we're only going to refer to the weirdo in red behind, Tweak as 14, because as far as I'm concerned, the chat is absolutely convinced this dude talks to 14-year-olds or did something with a 14-year-old. I don't know if there's proof to that or not. Nonetheless, we're going to refer to him as 14 from here on out, and he's going to become very important in the third story, but we're going to stick to the second one right now. So while the previous one I told you about with Captain Content and Aldi, that's just like a normal RV stream, I guess, where there's getting people on and all, doing some shit. This is like the big one. This was supposed to be a big deal because they flew out Only Use Me Blade for this, and everyone knows how fucking messed up he gets when he's drinking and shit. And every night they're drinking, doing shots and all this shit. And I've been watching these streams, and man, like it's really fucking boring. The only thing I find a little bit funny is there's this purple-haired guy with them, and everyone in the chat keeps telling him to kick out the purple guy when the weirdo dude 14 isn't on the screen, and they're all just spamming 14 at him. Now, a couple nights ago, they picked up somebody else on their trip named Attila. Now, Attila he goes by the name IP2 CEO. And I guess that means the Ice Poseidon Network or whatever. He's the quote-unquote CEO. Yeah, well, this dude went out of his fucking mind, ladies and gentlemen. He was so trashed, he said the N-word to somebody on the street, and Only Use Me Blade had to friggin' bail him out. But if you want to know who Attila is, that's Attila in the front seat there, yelling at the camera, and in the passenger seat is his pregnant wife enjoying a nice bong hit. And you may think I'm bullshitting you there, pulling your leg, but I assure you I'm not, and that's a real thing that's happening in real time on the screen right now. But, so when Attila was about to get pressed, which is what you call it in this community, you go into the comments, anytime there's a little argument, it's, yo, go press him, which means go fucking basically get in his face and try to fight him. Or they'll also say maybe go max him out. So, Attila started pressing everybody. He was pressing the purple-haired dude, he was pressing the driver, he was pressing Chicken in the front seat. Now, mind you, 14 is the driver, and 14 was like, you know, just minding his own business, sitting in the front, being a weirdo, and old Attila over here decided it was a good time to go try to, like, grab on him. And, I don't know if I can show it, because I guess it's considered violence, but he went to go grab the driver. Now, a lot of people keep saying in the chats, I see that, oh, there's no proof he grabbed him, you did this for no reason, but I don't know, man. From what I saw, it looked like he tried grabbing the driver of the car, so Chicken Andy, or Tweak, who was in the passenger seat, decided to turn right around and mace Attila right in the fucking face. And then he jumped on top of Attila and started beating the shit out of him. And then the purple-haired dude then maced Attila again in the face because he wouldn't calm down. Now, is that a bit excessive? Absolutely. Is it well-deserved? Well, if you watched this stream, you could tell me. I think trying to run a car off the road is pretty well-deserved, but at the same time, 2 cans of mace to the face, like, I don't know. And, like I said, I'd kill to show you guys this content right now, but I don't know if it'll get me kicked off YouTube, because these dudes seem to get their shit taken down a lot. And like I said, every now and again, like a nice N-bomb will be thrown in there, and that could also just wipe me out. So I don't want to show you guys this shit, but at the same time, like, I really want to encourage you to go, like, scope this out. If you want to see it, I'll link it to you down in the comments if you really want to see these videos. But, yeah, so they just beat the shit out of this dude, and, or I should say that Chicken Andy, or Tweak, kicks the shit out of this dude. So he leaves the RV, he's like rinsing his eyes out, yada yada yada. They eventually kick him off for good, and that's when him and Only Use Me Blade gets in a fight, and he beats the shit out of Blade. And I shouldn't say beat the shit out of him, because it was like a drunk, like, fight, but at the same time, like, he got the better of Only Use Me Blade, and then even right before he walked out, he turned around and punched him in the face again. So they told him to get the fuck off the RV. They kept driving, and about 5 minutes later, Chicken Andy decides, no man left behind, we're going back to get Attila. And at that point, me and the whole chat just got giddy. Because I was like, oh, what's going to happen? This dude is out of his fucking mind, this Attila guy. He is just screaming, freaking out, calling everybody, like, just going at everybody. And the people who watch these things love to see that. So what happened was, they go find Attila, and he's fighting with, like, a store owner at, like, maybe a bar or something. Maybe it was like a convenience store, and he's screaming at the store owners and shit. So they say, look, we gotta leave again. They leave, and again, they decide, you know what, we gotta go back and get Attila. So this time, they go back, and there's cops everywhere. And, so Chicken Andy ends up talking to the cops. Purple Dude ends up going and snitches, which makes him everyone hates Purple Dude now. And 14 is in the car the whole time, and Blade's passed out drunk in the back, because he's got beat up, and he's Blade, so you know he's drunk as shit all the time. So what happens next is, they all get back on the RV, and they're told, listen, by the cops, yous can all go, we're not pressing any charges on anybody, which is the second cop situation in these stories in a row that everyone walks away fine somehow. But they say, look, Attila can't go back with you. He's here with his wife or something, right? So he has to go back with her. He can't go back on the thing with you. So they eventually say whatever. They leave, and they tried to get Attila back on again. And they were real goddamn close to it. It seemed like they were all going to go meet him and his wife in, like, the parking lot of a Walmart somewhere. And, like, this shit was going to pop off again, but sadly it did not happen. So, after those two things happening, I'm thinking, goddamn, I am just spoiled with content here. Like, nothing's gonna top this shit. And, well, I don't know if it was topped, ladies and gentlemen, but just a few hours ago, not even 5-6 hours ago, something else ridiculous happened. Now, I want to just preface this by saying it seems like this is scripted. Even Only Use Me Blade went on, like, a rant about this being scripted, and then found out, like, a minute later that he was on a live stream and got all like, oh, dude, what the fuck, I was recorded. So let me just run you guys down what happened. Purple Dude, Chicken Andy, Blade, and a new guy they picked up named JJ all go out, and they're drinking all over some town. I'm pretty sure it's LA, wherever the fuck they are. And 14 is the driver, so he's sitting in the car. Now, 14... there's a moment where he's sitting there, and he's on his phone, and he's on Chicken Andy's phone as well, that Chicken Andy left in the car. And the camera above him kind of falls, and you can see what he's doing on the phone. And remember that girl that got the beer thrown on her in the beginning? The girl who fucks around with Ethan Ralph? Well, that's Chicken Andy's ex, Alice. And what the weirdo 14 did was recorded their sex tape from his phone and just saved it. And I don't know if he was going to, like, just use it as, like, a spank bank thing, or was, like, going to put it online somewhere. I don't know. But all those guys are out, yada yada, they're gallivanting, they're picking up food for 14 himself, because they were like, oh man, we need to get him some food too. Chicken Andy was, at least. And they get back, and immediately when they get back, someone sends a text-to-speech donation saying, hey, you know that weirdo just went on your phone. And for the next hour or two, Chicken Andy just went nuts on this dude, like yelling at him, "Oh, you fucking weirdo, you fucking..." And he's completely justified, because that's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Chicken Andy's even going as far as like, "Oh, you're a pedo, you're this, that, the third." And so, mind you, this is another good time to bring up that 14, the pedo who tried to steal his own friend's sex tape, has a wig that he wears. So Chicken Andy takes the wig off his head and lights it on fire. And that was pretty goddamn funny, but the thing is, they kick him off the RV. And the dude's like, whatever, this, that, the third. The reason a lot of people think it's scripted, though, is it seemed forced. I don't think the dude would allow his wig to get burnt, but at the same time, a couple hours later, after getting kicked off the RV, they let him come back in because he said, "Oh, it was too cold outside." Now, granted, they are in the desert. It gets very cold at night, but I don't know where these fuckers are, where this dude couldn't have just grabbed an Uber or something. But, like, I don't know. That's not the point. The point is, it's just constant content every night with these people, and that's what they strive for. It's clear that this community, all they try to do is get the best content, because the more content gets you more views. And it shows with stuff like this, where you see something natural, like Crazy Aldi. Like, the crazy side of that dude's probably not natural. He's probably hyping that up for the camera. Then you got the crazy dude Attila from last night. I think the same thing, probably hyping it up for the camera. But you can tell that, like, the actual anger they felt was genuine. The problem is, you can tell that maybe there was a little bit of weird shit going on with the thing last night. Nonetheless, they say they're gonna kick the fucking 14 dude off the RV in the morning, so I'll let you know what happens about it then. There is so much bullshit going on with this, ladies and gentlemen. Only Use Me Blades, drunken antics, Chicken Andy not knowing how to run an RV, all these fucking characters on each of these RV trips, and it just makes me kind of go, damn, this is funny, but it's not as funny as it used to be when, like, you had Ice Poseidon and all them doing it. And that's just me personally. But, I can still get some enjoyment out of this and just see people acting like assholes, because at the same time, it reminds me of what me and my friends used to do back when we were in high school. But the difference is that we were in high school and these are fully grown adults. And you might be thinking, Smokey, so you and your boys went on an RV trip across the West Coast in high school? That doesn't sound fucking likely. No, but I mean just acting like a degenerate idiot. Going up in stores and just causing problems, walking by people on the street and just being a nuisance, shit like that. I can find enjoyment seeing other people do it nowadays, knowing that I'm not involved and don't have to face the repercussions. And I think that's the reason I watch these streams. Like I said, time and time again, the little degenerate part of me that never left me once I got a little bit older is telling me, man, like, you can watch this shit and not have the anxiety of knowing that, fuck, the cops are coming any second, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, yeah, no, I'll take it any day. Because there is a part of me that misses, like, going to a big-ass house party with, like, some rich kid's house and just robbing that motherfucker blind. Like a kid we didn't really know too well, but we knew he was having a party, roll up in that bitch. If me and my boys had a camera when we were kids, oh, the content we would have had, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? It makes me happy that we weren't smart enough to carry a camera with us. So, in saying that, that's RV streaming for you. Just a mess. Everyone who's on these RVs, for the most part, are like, they're just characters. And it's hard to tell which are real and which aren't. Because, from what I saw tonight, I'm pretty sure that fight between 14 and the chicken, the tweaker, that was scripted. But the other stuff, I don't think so. But it made for a very fun watch, and that's all I'll say. Something else I really wanted to talk about on the show today was, last week we talked about Dragonlord and his whole escapades going on over there in Germany or wherever the fuck he's at. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like I need to update you because some of my information last week was wrong. And the biggest piece of that being that I said Dragonlord's in jail. Well, my friends, what if I told you Dragonlord isn't in jail? And I didn't find that out by, like, someone telling me it or anything. I guess because of all my Dragonlord research last week, he was recommended in my algorithm. And out of nowhere, when I went on YouTube about maybe 3 or 4 days ago, this stream popped up in my recommended. So, out of nowhere, I saw that, old Dragonlord is on YouTube streaming right now with a Dylan Thomas-esque overlay in the background. Yeah, how the fuck did he... So, wait a minute, like, I guess he's out of jail awaiting shit. Like that's how it works. But just I guess I'm going too much off of the Dankula and the Danknet. What's up with all people with Dank in their names covering this guy, by the way? But I'm going off of their videos and just assuming that that thing where they said like there's a law in Germany that says that if you have over 500 viewers on your stream, you're considered like a broadcast and you need to have a permit, and Dragonlord does not have a permit. So I just assumed he couldn't be streaming for that reason, but fuck me, there he is. And maybe it's because he didn't have over 500 viewers. Now I wish I had taken a picture of the actual number count in the stream at the time, because honestly I didn't even bother to check. Nonetheless, I just, like I said, this really threw me off because I was sitting here watching this for 10 minutes going like, that is him, right? And it is. That's Dragonlord. And his streams consist of him looking at older pictures of himself and laughing about it, which, honestly, the way he looks now compared to those old pictures, you'd think he's a completely reformed person, just like, oh, look at my former self and all this shit. But with all the shit that comes out about him, you know, it's pretty clear to see that he's still the crazy old Dragonlord that everyone knows him as. Now, if you're thinking, you know, oh God, you know, he should be doing better, I'm pretty sure people still show up at his house. Now, if you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure this is still like at least a weekly and or daily occurrence. So if that's the case, you know, Dragonlord's just chilling here with his stream going on, and he's unbothered. And you know what? Good on you, Dragonlord. If you can find some solace in doing this, do you. But I wonder if my video will get like taken down because I heard he likes to go after people who use his footage. So we'll see. That's why I only put in a little clip there. Other than that, my friends, there's not much here for me to go into. I got some good videos coming up. I really want to thank Holly and Hell, and I want to thank Tyler V again for being such poppin' members. Y'all are my first 2 channel members, and with that, like I said in my thing, comes a shout out in every video. So y'all are fucking real ones, and I want to thank you again. But my God, ladies and gentlemen, just some of the shit I got to see this week. The Dragonlord thing caught me off guard. The IRL streaming is just something if you guys were interested in that, like I'd really like to cover that more because, like I said, all these guys are fucking characters. I'll say that, and like I said, and a lot of people might say like, oh man, you like terrible content. You're like, you know, you're watching that shit, it's boring as hell, but you know, you can always just tune off to something else when it's not funny. But I'm telling you guys, the funny parts are fucking funny. If you like that type of humor, seeing friggin' just absolutely crazy fuckers get like beat up and just have like a war amongst themselves on an RV through the country. It's pure comedy. And when it comes to Chris, well, ladies and gentlemen, I need to bring up something here. I don't want to be one of these conspiracy theorist guys. I don't want you to think I'm the fucking quartering. But an older video of mine from a couple weeks ago, the phone call video, the original one, that got demonetized out of nowhere. Now, I don't know if that means it was getting reported a lot, but, you know, I don't want to point fingers at YouTube, nor do I want to point fingers at the false flagger, because, like, that was my first assumption, you know? The same video that kid hated so much automatically gets demonetized. I'm pretty sure that means that, like, you know, well, it didn't fully get demonetized. It's under review right now. But I assume that just happening out of nowhere. It hasn't happened to any other of my videos. I assume that means people were reporting it a lot. And why that video, I don't know. But like I said, there was one person in particular really hating that video who had a lot of alt accounts. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that could be a case, maybe. Nonetheless, like, it doesn't really matter if it gets demonetized or not. Like I said, it's not that important anyway. Fact of the matter is, I just wanted to let you guys know, if you stop seeing my videos come up and all that, I'm gonna have to make like a second channel probably. Just somewhere I can back up my videos and shit, just in case this ever does go down, because, I mean, fuck, ladies and gentlemen, I use too many swears and everything in my video to know that one day I could probably get friggin' snapped right out this shit. But I try my best to not use, like, any crazy shit, you know, and it's not hard to do, you know. I see a lot of people apparently have problems with that. I guess, once again, I've been watching too much of this IRL streaming. It's just, you know, it's really hard for me to not say fuck. Like, it's really fucking hard. I can't, it's just not in me. And I made a video about a week ago where I didn't curse at all, and I was very proud of myself about that because it was a bet between me and Miss Smokey. And I don't know if any of y'all even noticed that, but yeah, it was one of the letter videos. I didn't curse at all, and may have been number 10 or 12. I think it was 12. But yeah, I always want to end these videos the way I always do, saying thank y'all for all the support. I love seeing all your guys' fucking comments and shit, man. Every time I upload a video, I think that shit's cool as hell. Like I said, friends not fans, ladies and gentlemen. And last week, some dude told me, man, you can't be saying that. Like, you can't tell me every one of your fans you can have as a friend. And first off, I feel like I have like maybe like 6 fans. And like by that measure, I'm thinking like I can count like 6 friends, you know? Like that's pretty accurate. But nah, I see tons of you guys in the fucking comments, and you always are writing stuff like you have genuinely you're interested about shit and all that. And man, anytime you got type of something you're interested in, you guys are going through shit and you need to talk, I will always reiterate this. Drop a comment, drop some of my DMs on Twitter at Smokey McCrack. That's really the only places I'm at right now. I'm still iffy on Discord. Like, I want to. I genuinely want to. But, like, why does it occur to me that, like, I don't know. I feel like I've heard so many bad stories about, like, oh, this dude got exposed because these people were doing this in his Discord, and these people were doing this in his Discord. And it just fucking worries me, man, because I don't know how Discord works. Discord's like 4chan to me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand it by any measure. And when I say I don't understand it, I mean I don't understand like the act of like creating a server and what it would even be for and like how we would even go about this. Because like it's just like I said, I don't know. I've never been like an avid Discord user. I don't know how this shit works. So if you guys can like, I don't know. I don't want to, but like just help me out in the comments. Like if you are thinking like, man, Smokey, this is why you should get a Discord and this is what you need to do. You're not obliged to do that by any means. You can just tell me to fuck off if you want. But just if you want a Discord, just maybe help me out because I don't know. Give me some tips because this shit is I don't know. It's not like starting like a friggin'... It's not like the old days where, you know, you just start a Twitter group chat. Nobody has fucking Twitter anymore. So, other than that, guys, I'm going to head out of here. I'm probably going to try to finish my Pokedex and Brilliant Diamond today. I got the game on day 1 release. I bought it at midnight, actually. And, thing is, I just haven't really had as much time to play it as I wanted to, so I'm going to get on that shit now. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe, guys.